All right, Aaron Brady, St. Mary's Riken High School in Leonardtown, Maryland. We're part of the Washington Catholic League. I'm here today to talk to you about our attacking 3-4 defense. We're going to talk about defending option teams in this session. You know, obviously something we have to all prepare for year-round to play an option team, wing T, some offenses that we don't normally see, on a regular basis. Here's my information if you want to reach out to me or have any questions following watching this film. CoachBradyFam@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me. Hopefully I can help you, and hopefully today is good for you guys. So some key points. Okay, I think with any offense you're going to play against, we have to understand what they're doing. We have to understand the offensive plays. So generally that means I want our coaches and players to have a feel for what it's like to be in the option. If you're going to play a wing T team, the same thing. What is it like to be on that side of the football, not just on defense, but to actually feel the offense, understand it, and understand what they're trying to accomplish, what their goal is. I also think it's very important to be simple. Our schematic has to be a good plan for us that's simple, allows the kids to still play fast, to read their key, and not make it too hard, right? And that's why we have to work on it, not just the week of the game of playing an option team. We have to work on it in the summer when we can, work on during fall camp. We have to work on it obviously the week of the game. But going to the week of the game, we have to already have prepared some of those things. Every one of our defenses we put in, we always have our option rules as part of it. And to be really simple, A and B gap guys have dive, C gap has quarterback, and D gap has pitch, right? Very simple. At least you're sound. Of course, option teams are going to take advantage of that and try and make that hard on you, but it gives us a place to start for our defense, okay? One of the most important things, number 3, is tackle to dive. You've got to stop the dive against an option team where it's going to be a long day, okay? So that's always our ultimate first goal, is to take away the dive and force somebody else to beat us. It's not always as easy as it sounds, right, to take away the dive against really good option teams. So that's our first goal. Another goal for us in the secondary is no deep balls, okay? Especially with the play action and things they do option-wise, we cannot allow our guys in the secondary to fall asleep. And the last thing you want to do against an option team is get them off schedule. Like any team, you want to force them to do something they're not used to playing. Like some guys say, make them play left-handed. Most people are right-handed. Make them play left-handed. Make them have somebody else beat us or run a different play than what they're used to doing to have success against us. But I do know in playing option teams over the years, those big plays will kill you in the pass game. So we want to make sure our secondary does a great job and make sure we get them off schedule, get them in second and long where they're not comfortable. They don't want to be in second and long, as we all know. All right, understanding their offense. So we want to study the offense with our players, and as we watch film throughout the year, it's really important that we watch film of the option if we're going to play an option team and talk to our guys about what they're doing, the different kinds of plays they run. Triple option, midline option, if they're running more of a veer option, if they're running speed option, then they're going to log people outside. These are all important things for our guys to understand. Quick pitch, what does that mean? These different terms. So when we talk about the team we're playing, they understand the verbiage. They have good football acumen of what's going on, gives a better chance to have success. Okay? When we run the option, our 1s and 2s are going to run the plays. So if our 1s are on defense, our 2s are playing offense. Okay, I think that's very important. And we've got to defend these plays in summer and fall, in camp. So over the summer and our summer workouts, we've got to find a way to build it in, and in fall camp as well. We got to make sure we're doing those things to have success. All right, here's an example, okay, of a dive option look. Again, they're in split backs. The team we were playing, they run the option. They're a split back veer type team. They run all kinds of different angles on their option. This is a wider one. Okay, we see the quarterbacks going down the line of scrimmage. So again, as we watch this film with our kids, we're going to identify, okay, they're in a twins formation. Okay, tight ends backside. They can go either way with the option. You can see how fast they snap the football. All right, it's pretty quick. You can see the fullback is wide. Good job here. We're tackling the dive, right? You can see our edge player, our widest guy. We're in Okie here. Our widest guy is coming down and tackling the dive, which is good because his key went down. And we're getting dive option, a true triple option, right? Dive, quarterback, and pitch. Important too, one thing I always like to watch is the secondary, because they're going to try and put you to sleep, right? Our secondary is reading their keys. They're doing their job. You can see our safety. He's still where he should be. He's at 12, 15 yards. He's not coming up to play the dive. We don't need him to play the dive. That's what gets you in trouble playing option teams, is guys try to do more than their own job, right? Just like Belichick says, just do your job. That's all we got to do. Okay, so that was dive option. Here's a look at a little midline option, just so they can see the difference. Okay? There's a penalty here, but I still want to put it on here because you can see the quarterback, right? He immediately takes the ball, okay, and opens up. So now we know, hey, that's midline option. That's what that looks like. So our kids understand the difference, okay? And a lot of times on midline, as you know, if you have a 3-tech, you can see we're in under front here. So we're going to give them different looks playing an option. We're in under front. There's no 3-tech here. Normally they would run this ball to the 3-tech, it doesn't get blocked. Right, so that's where our basic skills come back into play. Like, hey, our key reads are still important against option teams. If I'm a 3-tech and my key goes down, I got to come down and tackle the dive. You know, we're first threat. Okay, so that's midline option. Here's another fast huddle. Okay, you can see from this angle, you see how fast they snap the football. We also, in film study, talk about the gaps. Look how big it is right here. I mean, that's almost like 5 feet between the left guard and the left tackle. And what are they trying to accomplish? And this side's really, really tight. Okay? These are stuff you want to study on film for the kids to understand. If I'm on this side of the ball, what am I expecting to get? If I'm on that side of the ball, what am I expecting to get? What play do they run with that kind of a look and those kind of splits? I think these are the things we need to talk to our kids about to make them better players and smarter players. Okay, they're just going to go dive here. Just a little dive option. There's no pitch back here. They don't motion anybody. There's no other pitch back. Okay, they actually take the other back 35 real quick. You see how he motions up there and gets set, and they snap the ball really fast. So now we know we're going to get either dive here or toss. And the tight splits allow them either to get a bulldozer type effect and run dive, or to try and bring our defense in by, they're really tight, bring our defense in and get outside of us with a quick pitch. Okay. All right, so back to our scout roles. So I talked earlier, just a minute ago, about how our 1s and 2s work together. So when we play an option team or a wing T team, or even if we're playing a really good power team, I want our players to play those roles. So how we do that is the D line is the center and a tackle. So that means my nose guard plays center, and my end and my tackle are the opposite tackles. The inside linebackers are the guards because that's who they read anyways, right? So we're playing an option team, or playing a power team or wing T. My linebackers who read the guards every play, they're now playing guard. Okay, helps them become better football players. My jack is the fullback, that's our weak side end. The Sam's gonna be that tight end or extra halfback in the option game. Our safeties are gonna be the quarterback and the other back, and then our corners play receiver. Again, our corners are always on the edge outside. They're gonna play the position they're gonna watch, right, and with who they see. So they learn by doing. It's been really valuable for us to help. It makes the kids, their football acumen improves tremendously, having that opportunity to play that side of the role on the scout team. So for us, in this week, our 1s and 2s for walkthroughs and a lot of our drills, okay, they're going to be the ones giving the scout look. And again, just to reiterate, okay, we're going to learn that offense by repping it. Okay, 1s and 2s are giving us the look. Okay. And you really learn a lot from actually playing that position. Now you have to go defend it. And it's just another chance for them to get better. And I think the other part of that is, if I'm a 1 and I get my 4 reps or 5 reps, during inside run, and I go out and get a water, I'm not paying attention. But now I don't get that break. Now when I'm not on defense, I'm playing offense, right? So I'm giving our other guys a look. So I'm constantly getting better. I'm constantly engaged during those periods. All right, let's talk about our plan. So talk about some of the setup to get ready. Now our plan is going to be, hey, we're going to run our base 3-4 rip Liz call, okay, which you've seen already in the program as part of our attacking defense here, the 3-4 attacking defense through Glazier we put up. That's going to be our base set. We're going to be able to run some blitzes out of our base. The idea there is, hey, we want to create turnovers. We want to get TFLs. Again, what's our plan? Get them off schedule. Right? Find a way to get them in 2nd and 3rd and long. They're not comfortable in that situation, okay? And if it's 4th and short, they're not going to punt. They're going to go for it. We all know that. That's what option teams do. That's why they're tough to defend. We have to get them in some kind of situation they're not used to being in, which means we got to make some things happen bad for them. All right, and we're going to have an even front as a changeup. Okay. All right, so here's an example. We're going to see the option here. Okay, it's going to be a rip call. Okay, so for us, our O-lines, you see we're in Okie, we're going to move to the right. So we're going to get the nose, okay, going to the right. Here's our end, okay, going right through there. Take a look at it here. Nose guard is very good. So if you watch our nose guard in the middle, he does a great job of getting to the A gap. Let's take a look at that real quick here again. Excellent by the nose guard. Okay, linebacker is good. He's fitting his gap to play side. And the basic rules in this are, okay, hey, I got B gap, I got dive. Okay, and it's a rip call, so he's coming there. Okay, the end is going C. He's got quarterback. Okay, our outside backer's out here has got pitch. Okay, my backside backer. If the play goes away from me, I'm an inside backer. I'm playing dive, the quarterback, the pitch. I'm a straight player. But I'm going to stay behind the football the whole way. I got to make sure they don't give the ball to the fullback to start. Now, there is a poor technique on this play, and this is something to really worry about playing option teams. All right, the backside end is so important in this defense. And for us, because we're a 3-4 attacking defense already, we're used to this technique. We're always ripping and lizzing, right? One gap, sometimes maybe it's a two gap, but we got to be able to get to our gaps and get our hat in our crack and do a good job, right? Because we're a sound gap defense. Everybody has a gap. The problem here you're going to see is the defensive end's head up, but on the snap of the football takes a bad first step and doesn't get to his gap, and he gets cut out of his gap. So let's watch that real quick. As you see, bad first step. He's not stepping inside. He should be stepping with his inside foot here and not his front foot. He's not ready to play either. They're snapping the ball quick, right? He's not ready to play. You see, he's not ready to play. He's not in position. But he should be stepping with that inside foot to the football. So in this case, his right foot should be stepping into that gap. He should already be stepping here to this gap, right? And working to this guy's shoulder, because really that's who his key is now. If I'm going to that gap, my key becomes that guard. Right? Because I'm a B-gap player. If that guard is down, I'm flat off his butt because I know the ball's going to cut back to me. And good option teams, once they see they can cut you off on the back side, they're going to run that front side, dive or belly, and cut it all the way back. So we got to be better at that. If I took that step down and the guard came to me, fine, just stay in the B-gap. I'm good to go, right? But the hard one is I can't get cut off by that tackle. And the advantage I have is on the snap of the football, I'm going that way. I should already be in the gap. He's got an advantage now until he cuts me out of the gap. We work on that technique a lot in practice. But you see, we got the dive stop, so that was big, okay? Here we go, we're gonna go Liz here. Our secondary is rotating. Again, this is all in the package in the very beginning in the Glacier drive. You can see the rip Liz stuff we run out of Okie. It's how we kind of start our defense. And one of the things I like about it is when you play an option team or even a wing T team, it's something you can build in very easily. We've already run this, right? This is our base option defense. It's something we can run every week of the season. It's very simple for us. We get lined up, we play football, it's cover 3, all right? Our corners, okay, they're playing mod technique, which means man on deep, but they're a cover 3 player. Obviously, they're worried about their area and getting deep, okay? The safety's going to rotate to the middle. Against this team, they're a really big 2-back with a tight end. If we had more of a traditional option team, we would talk about that coverage a little bit differently as far as how we would play it. But we got to be aware of the guy towards flow, right? So if they're flowing, if they had a halfback here and they were flowing this way, we'd worry about that guy running down the seam. That's where that safety comes into play. If they're running to the tight end, that safety has to check the tight end, right? The middle field safety, check the tight end for being down the seam. Don't want to give up any big plays. All right, so we got Liz here. We're moving left. They run quick pitch. Our safety's coming down. Now the other part with this is we can rotate it, show them, because remember in the beginning of what we're trying to do defensively. We want to show a too high shell as much as possible. Now, the hard thing with this team is they snap the ball so fast they don't really need to rotate, right? And they're not even looking. They're calling a play and running it. It's not like they're coming out and they're checking the play at the line of scrimmage. When they start checking the plays, then we can start worried about our rotation. Not bad by the outside backer, okay? He's a C-gap player. Safety's coming down. Good job. Corner's got to make sure, hey, it's not toss pass or something like that. Just be careful. Don't get too nosy too fast. All right. Here's another look at it. So here's the backside backer. Okay, you see him. He's going to scrape across. The play's away from him. Safety's coming down. We're going to rotate it. It's a rip call. Now the issue here is going to be we have a guy in the wrong gap. That's what we talked about, right? We got to be gap sound with what we're doing. Okay, we're running the rip call. So on a rip call, remember, he's coming here. My linebacker has the A gap, okay, and this guy needs to step into C. Now sometimes the way it happens, they're going to block us, and we got to take first threat. So I always coach a C gap player. You have quarterback, but you have first threat, okay? Which first threat here would be the dive. And the number one thing we got to stop is what? We always got to stop the dive. So that's why it's on here so you can see it. Linebacker scraping over the top. Again, like I always say, some of the best plays are the ones where we screw up. We can learn from them. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, here's another look at, we're in Okie. Okay, number 4 makes a play. Again, we're trying to be aggressive here and attack the offense. But again, we're in the wrong gap. Okay, so these are things we got to talk about with our guys going forward. Okay, here's midline. Again, backside D-line, he gets cut off here. We got to make sure we get there on the backside. This is a weak side safety blitz for us. We're trying to get them. I think it's first and 10. We're trying to get them in 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. So we run a weak side blitz. Again, take a little of a chance here. Bring the safety up there. Okay, but that backside guy, he's got to get there. Can't get cut off. So here you're going to see it. So he's a little bit too wide as well. We want to be in Okie. We also got to get to our job. So on this one, he actually has a gap on this blitz. We're bringing him there. We're going to bring the jack into B and bring the safety off the edge. Again, we're trying to attack it. The nose is going to go front side A gap, which the nose guard is good. That's why we need that D tackle on the backside. Again, young player in there, but no excuse. He should be stepping. He has to get the A gap. Here's the A gap, right? That's where the A gap is. He has got to get there with his first step. He can't go over top of this lineman, have to go on a good angle through that guy to the gap. And again, I'm showing these things. I think it's important we understand those are the plays that are going to get us hurt if we don't do them correctly. All right, tackle the dive. Again, we talked about this already. We have to eliminate the fullback from the game. All right, we want to tackle him whether he has the ball or not. So a lot of times in practice, we'll actually practice without a football, right? So we'll tackle the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch. That way everybody gets used to doing their job and taking care of their role. All right, I think that's very important as we go through the week of practice that we do that often. We'll do that, really one period every day during either inside run or team run or just team. We will do a period without a football. They get used to tackling their responsibility. All right, they've got to read their keys and be disciplined, especially with the dive. And I showed you a few plays already that weren't great plays, because we didn't tackle the dive, we weren't in the right gaps, and that's how they're going to take advantage of us. And that's where it gets back to, we got to be simple enough for us that we don't beat ourselves, right, against an option team. All right, here we go, dive option. Okay, here's a great get off. Okay, and we're blowing up that dive guy in the backfield. Okay, on this look right here, we are actually in a 53 look, running the 10 on the backside. So here's it's a strong left call. This guy's gonna work in a 3. Again, give them a different look. The backside guy's gonna run in the A gap, but again, not always gonna be an Okie. We're also gonna give them some even looks to kind of confuse them a little bit. And I think it did here, because when you watch our D tackle, he just blows this thing up. I mean, our nose guard blows this thing up. Excellent job there by him. All right. Now again, watching this from a few years ago, we're out of our gaps. Good job on the double team. This double team is not bad by our defensive end. He's in good position right there. He's getting doubled, okay? He needs to stay a little bit lower, but he's in a good spot. For the linebacker's in the wrong gap. Our outside back needs to stay outside of this reach block. Okay, again, these are important things in our off season when we're watching this film. We have to do a much better job of coaching these guys up on their eyes, seeing what their key does, and taking care of their job, okay? You can already tell the outside linebacker, see, the problem is his eyes, right? What's he doing? He is trying to play the guy in front of him by looking in the backfield. We all know you can't do that. You got to beat the block first. I got to beat this guy first, read my key. What's he trying to do? Okay, he's trying to reach me. I got to stay outside of that, keep my hat in my crack, okay, and do my job. Because this guy will fill accordingly off of him, as well as the safety coming outside in. I'm sorry, inside out. Sorry about that. Let's watch it from the tight. Okay, and again, we had practiced this all week, right? But in the game, it's a little bit different. And that's why it's so important for our guys. Like right here, he should be fitting on the outside of that, in that gap, right? We got a guy in this gap right here, okay? He's got to be in his gap, and that's where the ball's going, right there. Again, that's why I think it's so important for our guys to rep the offensive side as well. They get a feel for what it's like for them on offense, so we have a better job of fitting on defense and having success, stopping it. Okay. Talk about secondary play. It's really important that our secondary guys study the pass game and the routes that everybody play. That's every week. So we're always going to do that with our secondary guys, but especially against an option or a wing T type offense, they only run so many routes. So we need to be aware of what those routes are, what they look like, study the receivers during the week. It's easy to fall asleep. One thing we'll do is exchange DBs on a drive sometimes. Because as you know, playing an option team, they're going to have 14, 16, 18 play drives if they're really good at what they do. Okay? So if that's happening to us, halfway through the drive, we're going to change out our corners. Because they're eventually going to fall asleep. They're going to beat us deep on something. Okay? Because it's the same thing every play. And all of a sudden, bang, they fake it option, they fake a dive, and they throw a deep pass or throw a post. Okay? Because our safeties are so active that our corners have to do a great job on number one. So I think that's important that we do that. And really what it comes down to is no one contested deep balls. We don't want to give them that free, wide open throw you see against option teams pretty often, right? We don't want to have that happen to us. Make sure everything's contested. If they throw the ball, it's a chance for us to get an interception. As you know, most teams that run the option aren't great at throwing the football, but if the guy's wide open, it's pretty easy to complete it. So let's make sure that we're contesting every deep ball that they do throw in the game. Here's a couple examples. Okay, here's a 1st and 10. They're in split backs. Again, our corner, but I like our corner here, right? If you watch the bottom of the screen right here, my guy right here does a good job. He's going to do his role, right? He's not worried about anybody else. He knows that his job is number one. Same up top. They know their job is number one. I got mod, man on deep. Okay? It's really cover 3. He's in good position. Excellent job, right? That's a tall receiver, 6'4" kid. But our guy's in great position. Contested. If he makes a great catch, he makes a great catch. But they're not going to beat us with an uncontested throw. Here's another one. We're blitzing on 1st and 10. And again, our guy's in good position to make a play. It's just cover 3. Up top, just be careful. You know, we got to make sure we stay over top of that route and get inside of it. And again, you notice the receiver is really wide. I mean, he's like way below the numbers. So he's definitely going to, if he's running any route, he's going to run in the skinny post or something to the inside. So we should be inside of that guy. We shouldn't be, don't need to be that wide or that tight. This guy could be okay at 7 and be 2 yards inside of that route because of how low he is by his alignment. Again, be smart and just take care of your job. Love to get a pick there. You know, anytime I throw the football, we're thinking, hey, you want to get a pick out of this. One more here, showing the DBs. Okay, this is a nice job by our corner, young guy here. Again, stay inside, right? Get over top, stay inside, and don't fall asleep. Little lackadaisical there for me on the route by the corner in the bottom. And again, he might have started getting tired. Not a great back pedal, have to work on that. Okay. But maybe you started getting tired during the game. You know, you can't. You got to stay in it. There's a pass on 1st and 10, and we got plenty of guys back there. It's nice when we have more than they have against an option team on a deep pass, right? We got 3, they got 2. That tells me, hey, it's going to be contested. And that's our goal in this game, is no big plays in the pass game against an option team. All right, get them off schedule. We talked about that's one of our goals. How are we going to get them off schedule? One thing you can do is you can change the dive into quarterback player. So who's playing dive and quarterback? You know, used to have a kill call where the DM would step down, you know, against a normal triple option team, and then he would step and tackle the quarterback rather than the dive. Just something to change it up, you know, to give you a chance to get them, even when they're running their normal stuff, to get them in 2nd and 11 or 12, or even cause a fumble, right? That's what we're trying to accomplish here. Get them a 3rd and 4th and long. That's what we want to make happen. As far as that goes. Every option team you play, they're always going to have some special formations. And sometimes they have a different one every week. We're going to make sure we have some automatics to the unbalances, unbalanced formations, some of the stuff they're going to do, you know, overloads, where we can have a way to attack what they're doing and take away certain plays they want to run. I'll show you a few of those. All right, so here's a play. We're gonna blitz both the backers. Again, it's risky against an option team, but once in a while you got to take some chances against them, all right, and get after them. And here you're gonna see our linebacker blitz the A gap, and he makes a play. Ends up being a fumble. The good thing here is at least we have all our gaps taken. You see, okay, here's our nose. He should be an Okie. I'm not sure why he's offset. He should be an Okie on the center, but he's in the right A gap. He's in the right place. So that's good. We got our D tackle. You see right here, I'm sorry, that's our end. It's a left call. Here's our Sam. So there's a left call. Our end's in the B gap. Nose in the A gap. Our 2 backers are in the A and the B. We got our edge player out here, our Sam, as a C gap player. And we get a fumble. Get what we want, right? It's either going to be 2nd and 11 or we're going to get a turnover there. So that's a big play for us. Here's the same play. We actually were in 0 coverage here, so you can see we're zeroing in on our guys, playing 0 coverage, playing man. Okay, here's another one. Okay, this is Okie. We're going to pinch. And again, this gets back to technique. Everybody's great, but one guy, okay, didn't pinch the way he's supposed to pinch. He's got to pinch down hard through that guard's face to the A gap. Because the backers are going to play outside now. It's a nice job by the backer. And again, this is where you give up big plays when you don't do your job. One more time. Again, we talked about before, that technique is so important for this guy to do a good job, okay, the D ends and tackles of pinching down, okay, to their gaps when we pinch or when we lateral lead in our defense. All right, here we go. This is going to be, they come out and get in a wing set, so it's tight end wing. They usually shift to it late and then snap the ball really fast. You're going to see us adjust. We had an automatic to this. with a blitz. And again, it becomes a different offense when they move people around and get out of running true option. They're going to be different formations. We have to be smart enough to be aware of that and now attack that, which we do here with a blitz. So we're blitzing. He's coming down. Here's our Sam. Okay, it's at the front of that side. They're going to both come down in the inside gap, slant inside. We have a guy coming off the edge. Now the backer's the cleanup guy. Okay, watch that here real quick. Good job. And we got to stop. Here's that same play. Again, you see they came out. This time they came out and lined up in it. We made the adjustment. You see our guys moving. We got an edge player forcing it back inside because the outside guy is blitzing, but he's got D gap. You see the safety walked up. You see the backer already has moved out to his position. He's going to fit inside of that outside person. Okay, and then we need the other backer, okay, to come and play inside out. Good job. Here's another look at it. There's a quick pitch to the boundary. Okay, and again, we're running that blitz from the field, but everybody is coming to the boundary, right? All these guys are slanting to their right. This guy has to work out there. He's going to end up being the force player. Okay, and our backer to that side will fit. Nice job. You see him fit there nice and fast. Great job playing downhill by the backer right here. You see him. Plays downhill, plays fast, and the blockers miss him. Nice job. Here's a look out from the tight. Great, look at this right here. Watch this movement. That's really good by the nose. See that movement by him? Great movement. Better movement here. He got better. That's much better. He's going flat. Not very good here. Okay, young guy, he's wrong. He should be working out right now. Watch his first step. It's all in the footwork, right? Very poor footwork. First step is incorrect. He's already a step late now. It's so important, those little keys we do, and that's why we do inside run every day and see their feet to work on those techniques. Outside backer should be stepping out on the snap, okay? Attacking his guy. Linebacker makes a great play. All right, so we talked about option today, defending it. I think you gotta have a base way to begin. We use our 3-4 rip Liz with our rotating safeties to get lined up. You wanna have some answers to get them in second and long and cause some turnovers, get them off schedule. We have some blitzes we run out of the Okie front. I think it's smart to also have, an even look, whether that's a 53 like we ran or under or over. Some change-ups there can always help to give them a different look throughout the game. Also, we talked about coverage. As I said, we want to make sure we can test every deep ball against any team, but especially an option wing T type offense. You don't give them a big play, an open guy on a play action pass because we just fell asleep in the secondary. You have to be very smart about that. So at the end of the day, understanding who we're playing against, understanding what they're doing, gives our guys a better chance to have success, and how we practice is how we're going to play in the game on Friday nights. Thank you.